There's a ton of new game listings that showed up. And you start reading it and you get real excited. And then after long enough, I don't know, maybe it's just me, I started to go, wait, hold on. So there's Just Cause 4, like, okay, plausible, that could be happening. Gears of War 5, yeah, duh. The new Splinter Cell, yeah, we've seen that before. That's I want to believe, xfiles.com. Rage 2, that's seemingly a little strange, but just put a pin in that one for a sec. We'll come back to that one specifically. Lego DC Villains.
Makes sense, given what Warner Brothers has, yeah.
Borderlands 3, already announced here. If you're watching on video, it's now up on
We've seen tech video, yeah.
Dragon Quest 2, and then Forza Horizon 5.
That's the one that's not possible.
Wait a second.
Halo 7, 8, and 9 as well.
Yeah.
God of War 2.
Yeah, no. Forza Horizon 5 is where it's like, wait a minute, that ruins the credibility of all of the others.
Yeah. So the official Rage account, it's at Rage Game.
Yeah.
Here it is, if you're watching on video. They just straight leaned into it.
Yeah.
Putting up a screen grab and then with some stuff over it that says, because it's just it's just plain black box art with a plain Rage 2 tech. It's as placeholder gets. But the official Rage account says, hey, Walmart Canada, here are a few notes. Incorrect key art, circling the Rage 2 text, wrong font, not all caps.
I love that it's
I like how they get
Comic Sans.
I love that
Sans about font.
Yeah.
And then the first reply is, go ahead.
They're critiquing it, but they used like MS Paint
Yeah.
to like mock this up.
The first reply is from the official Bethesda account at Bethesda saying, dude. And then Pete Hines, the very public-facing VP of marketing or whatever Pete's awesome title is these days, he quote tweeted it saying, this is why we can't have nice things. So seemingly all but confirming it, that it's legitimate, which makes me wonder if it was totally planned.
Yeah.
If this is all, we're being played right now.
I would think that it's not planned, and because Bethesda specifically do such a good job of we're not showing you anything until E3, and it's out this year, right? Yeah. This is very anti-Bethesda strategy. So my guess is that it wasn't planned, but they probably had a contingency plan for if leaks do happen. They're like, all right, lean into it, make it a headline, like continue adding to the story so it's not just Walmart, so that they tweet our account so that we get all of this from this app.
I have a counter point to that, or a counter theory to that, because when I saw this and then saw all the Bethesda stuff leading me to think that it probably is real, my first thought was, really? Rage 2? Like, who was asking for a sequel to Rage?
Yeah, I didn't like
and that's not to despair. Like, I reviewed it for OXM when I was there. I think I gave it a 7-something. There was a lot to like about that game. It's very, like, it gets to a point where they clearly went, oh my God, this has been in development forever. Quick, finish it. And then it just ends.
Well, the issue I had with it, which is brutal and very annoying, was that, that main hub town?
Yeah.
I would try to leave and it would tell me that I needed to sign into my account. It'd be like, you've been signed out of your Xbox Live account. And then I would sign in and it would just say the same thing. Oh, and I had that 2 separate playthroughs, so I had to just give up and stop playing Rage. So now my reaction to Rage is pure rage. I'm just like, oh, I tried so hard.
So that's what they wanted. It's actually a feature in Rage 2.
Yeah. So that leads me to think that if they anticipated, if this is real and they anticipated other people like me going, huh? Rage 2? That's where orchestrating this can get all that out of the way. We get it out of our system so that that's not the distraction at E3 when they show this property.
I would think that, and I'm not sure because, again, I think the conversation around Rage died really quickly, but I would think most people aren't like, ugh. I would think most people who played Rage are like, oh, cool.
But it would be like the number one joke people would make, to your point. Like during the conference, if it is announced, people would be like, huh?
Yeah.
And also Rage is here, I guess.
The Fallout Shelter of this year's E3.
Hey, Fallout Shelter was incredible.
Yeah.
Loved it. But do you remember in that room, everyone's just like, what?
No, I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm downloading it immediately.
Man, you weren't sitting anywhere near the tables I was sitting at.
I literally started downloading it in that room.
Oh, well, everyone did, yeah, right? They were like, oh, and
it's available now.
It's a lot easier to get pumped when it's free and out now than when it's like, oh, you want $60 for Rage 2?
Yeah, I wonder what it's going to be if this all but confirms it. I don't know.
I do think the whole strategy thing that we're speculating on is way too smart to have been planned. I mean, in general, for anyone, it's just how does anybody come to that conclusion where it's going to be on Walmart's some kind of product page, and eventually we're going to do this like funny tweet and then have each other tweet at one another.
So
it be to distract from that conversation at E3.
I think that the Walmart. I think you're right. I think the Walmart thing was probably not planned. I think they got on the phone at 6 a.m. and were like, "Hey, what are we going to do with this?" And the social kid was just like, "Let's just get weird with it."
I'm Ryan McCaffrey, the host of Unlocked. If you enjoyed that segment, be sure to check out the rest of the show and all of our shows on our YouTube page. Find it at youtube.com/IGN Unlocked. And if you're a podcast fan, we're also on just about every major podcast service as well.